Hey folks, guess what we're doing today? We're going to play some WoW, one of the longest running MMOs out there. And I've played this game many a time, and so I figured I'd just do a little quick start. Now, if you want to play the game and you purchase it, you can play up to level 20 for free without a subscription. Uh, And if you decide you want to go past that, then obviously you're going to need your subscription. I really wish they'd kind of do the same thing that Elder Scrolls does, where you could play it for free, and then just, if you want the extra goodies, you can pay for those. So, anywho's, I'm starting a fresh playthrough. We went ahead and made my character Old Man Smeet, and I chose to be a hunter. And if you start as a human, uh, well, what I should say is anytime that you create a character, depending on what race you are, you'll have a different starting zone. So as a human, this is where we're starting at. And obviously I've got some add-ons. So most of the time you can't zoom this far out, but there's an add-on that lets me. I usually like having that so I can kind of see around myself. So let's get started. Excuse me. And we'll see what happens. So some of the add-ons I've got, like when I highlight over him, it tells me what quest he will give me, and then this is for like more of a completion. Same thing over here on this one. We got kind of like Northshire area, so it gives us all the quests in this area, and then like different items. And so this is a kind of cosmetic, things like that. This is kind of like the same thing on ESO. It's a quest uh, leveling guide kind of thing. So it just gives you the ones that will get you through the quests, gives you the most XP, things like that. And then up here we've got like just our map. It's got a little bit different mods and things on it. Well, anyway, so let's get started. So that's usually what happens. I have to move that around because the main quest log. Dang, I got the hiccups. Main quest log there. So, and then I've got my little arrow. It tells me that, and then we got to go over here and fight these things. So you hit your tab to highlight whatever target you're going to hit, and then we'll just basically attack, and then that's our steady shot. So it lets us do a little bit more damage. And we got some shedded fur. Oh yeah, I should turn on my auto loot. That way I don't have to always do that. It's a little quality of life. And then once we get a certain level, hunters can actually have pets. So once we get that skill unlocked, we'll go ahead and tame us a pet. Hey, guard, thanks for helping me. So, I think hunter's probably one of my more favorite classes in the game. And not only do you get the range, but once you get your pet, he can kind of like be your, they call it tank for you. So he'll run up and they'll aggro to your pet, and then that way you can attack him from a distance. Down here's our XP meter, so we can watch that fill up as we go. And we only need to kill one more of these things. There we go. Yeah. So we got that done. And usually in the starting zones, a lot of your enemies are yellow, which means they won't aggro to you until you attack them. If they're red, they're always going to be hostile. And then obviously like green or blue or Yeah, usually greens are like friendly NPCs. So this is like another one of the add-ons. It doesn't usually look like this. It's called Immersion is the add-on. So it's like, normally it would put a box up here and it's just like a brownish, tannish looking box and all that. So we can see what we're gonna get. So with this little add-on, it tells us like to be able to get that whole collection of items there. So we've gotten the pants and the greaves, rabbit chasers greaves. This other add-on I have tells me over here in the bottom left corner of that, it says added with patch best in slot beast mastery 33% upgrade over my hunter's pants. So when we get that, and then so all we gotta do is just click on it, accept the quest. So now we gotta kill, and then what it does here on the map is it highlights the area that they'll be in, so kind of helps you like, oh, I can find them. So, and also like you'll see their names highlighted. So now we got, oh yeah, we got our arcane shot now. So now we'll be doing a little extra damages. Oh, I didn't mean to highlight him, so you have to pay attention to what you highlight sometimes. And there's another player. Looks like he's a warrior, so you can kind of see that stuff. Let's see, now I've got to sit here and fight him for that kind of thing. But it's only just me and this one other person. Back in the olden days, anytime you'd do this, you'd have so many players around that you couldn't get, you'd have to wait for respawns. So it didn't make it. See, and then you just hit your tab again to you can cycle through your targets. And I can tell you from experience, like, ooh, what in the world was that? So whatever that was, flew over and hit that dude. So all we gotta do is just get 2 more of these guys. So as far as like the actual game, this is the retail version. There's also the classic version. You can get and play. When I started playing WoW, I started playing about the time Mr. Pandaria came out. Pandaria, however you say that. And a buddy of mine got me playing it. I had known about WoW when it first like appeared in the ether, but I decided, I was like, I don't really like playing subscription-based games. I was just like, because playing Diablo, Blizzard game, all you needed to do is buy the game, and then you could play it online with other people. And it was like, here I'm like, well, why would they make it where I have to pay a subscription to play the game? And so it was what, 2000. When did it come out? 2003, I think, is when it came out. Something like that, 2003. And so I hadn't played until like 2012, 13, whenever Miss Pandaria came out. So it'd probably been out for almost 10 years before I started playing. And I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed the game, don't get me wrong. But I still was kind of like, subscription based. So we play for a while. Well, then eventually what happens is some people just fall off and stop playing. Well, I just kept playing because I didn't, I'm like, if I'm paying a monthly subscription, I'm going to play the game. Excuse me. So, anyway. So right here, this is the little add-on that does this. So it tells us, hey, you're going to +1 armor. You can do that, and it just auto-equips it for you. And then it looks like we got our third skill here, wing clip. Now it's telling me to go over here and talk to this person. And then, as far as like the actual like Blizzard, what they did to the game is they've added some.
Good day to you.
Now, see, it's telling me to go here and pick up this quest called "Fear No Evil,"
Have a good one.
and then we've also got that. So I need to talk to this guy over here and get the
You need something?
"Fear No Evil" quest. So now we've got both of those going on. So what they've done down here is there used to be an add-on called Bagnon that I used, and it did this function. And what they had done was is they added this feature because you used to have to open each individual bag, and Bagnon made it where all your stuff showed at one time. And as I say, I wonder why it didn't equip that. So we can see our character here. And then you got reputation, currency. I don't know what that trader's tender is. We'll find out later. so our main thing here now is to help out these soldiers that are laying on the ground. So we just go up to them, click on them, heal them. So like I was saying in my ESO video, what they've done here too is they made it where, you know, even if somebody else was attacking this, I could help them or they could help me, whatever, to help attack. So that it used to be like once you hit an enemy, then it would only be tagged for the person who originally tagged it, and then you could help the other person, but you wouldn't get any XP for it. So our wing clip is basically reduces their movement speed. So if you were like, you know, I could hit that guy and then it'd take him a second to catch up to me. So it kind of helps you out if you're in a situation. But usually if you're far enough away, you should be able to take down the enemy before they get up on you. So one of the hunter's main stats is agility and stamina. So your agility increases the magnitude of your attacks and abilities, and then stamina gives you your health. So basically agility is the thing that we're going to be doing with attacks. So anything that boosts your agility is always the best thing to be looking for, you know, if you don't want to have the add-ons. But it's almost like, since I've played with add-ons, and if you go back and try to play without them, it's like going from you know, high-speed internet down to dial-up. You're just like, ugh, it sure is taking a while. So we'll go to our brother Paxton if he quit moving around. There we go. So we got a new item. And then we leveled up, and that gave us our disengage.
How are you? Safe travel.
So disengage allows us to like jump back from the target in case something comes up on us. It's not that we can't do melee ranged. It sounds goofy. Do ranged at melee distance, and they don't really give you a penalty on it, but it's kind of like you have slower reloads. It's not like you're attacking with a sword or anything like that. So now, extinguishing hope. That's from Millie Osworth right here.
Good day to you.
And then this will pop up every so often, so it kind of gives you an idea of like where you need to head. And that over there is actually WoW. That's Blizzard. That's not an add-on. So they actually give you a little bit of questing. Some people like the older, like in classic WoW, they don't really like hold your hand on everything. Here's another little add-on feature. What they do is this is the thing, so I don't have to. Normally you could click over here, but they used to make it where you had to put it in your hotbar, and that was just kind of like, oh, now I got to have a slot for this thing. So they've kind of eliminated that little extra doodad. And so now you can see that those guys are in the red, which means they are definitely.
I need to get closer.
So as you watch my skills here, if I'm too far away, it's red. But if I get close enough, so I can like drag this guy over here. That's another good thing about being a hunter is you can kind of like keep them out of range where you don't actually get too close and pull a bunch of them on you. And also, when you create a new character, depending on what expansion you have, but I have all the way up to Dragonflight right now, and you'll get a choice of either starting in the main starting zones of your race, or you can go to this place called Exile's Reach, and then it kind of like what they've done is they've made it where you have to kind of what am I trying to think of here? They made it where you can kind of skip through a lot of the intro stuff because they're just trying to get you to more. Well, don't walk in the fire. And hunters also do have a thing where they can do melee. So you're gonna have like different subclasses, and obviously one of them in here is called the Beast Mastery. But they also have Survivalist and Sharp. Forgot what the other one was. It's basically like more about like not with a pet, and you do more damage. So you can pick one, but we'll probably go Beast Mastery. Each class has its pluses and minuses, obviously, depending on the situation. Dang it, I didn't want you. I wanted the guy that was closer to you. I played pretty much, I think. Oh my goodness, see, there we go. They all respawned in on me. Run away, run away, run away, run away. And if you run away far enough, they'll go back. But yeah, I got caught up in there. So that wasn't fun. But I know I'm also gonna have to go after the big guy, I think. Oh, not yet. So we're gonna end up having come back over here. That's kind of the downfall of sometimes with WoW is they'll see like, oh well, you know. See, now they're not highlighted even though I could still attack them. All I need to do is put out the fires. Good thing you respawn to fire. No, you can't walk around with it like that either. You'll have to individually do this, but like I can't just walk around and hit a fire. See, as soon as I start moving, it shuts off. Yeah, see, so I was still doing ranged. Yeah, see, I wasn't close enough to get that fire. I hope the fence wasn't part of my issue here. Oh, no, it wasn't. But we gotta be careful because they'll probably respawn again. So let's stay out of that for a second in case they do respawn. So you do need to kind of pay attention to that when you get into areas.
Work complete.
Alrighty, so we got those done. And obviously you have mounts and things in the game. Hello, Mr. Monk. So depending on what server you want to play on, and might be the population. This is kind of like a lower population server, but I do have other characters on different servers. So, all right, now we have our pet abilities. So we just got beast lore, so you can learn about targets. And usually what I like to do is make my beast stuff on my second one. There's our revive pet. We have our mend pet, feed pet, dismiss pet, and then we have our tame beast. And then we have our call pet. So let's put all that up there. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go grab one of these old woofy woofs out here. And this is basically the taming animation. So over here you see our meter. So it will attack you until you tame it. Boop. Now we got ourselves a wolf. There we go. So now it'll follow us around. And you can always rename your pets too.
What can I do for you?
Ooh, we're getting a better crossbow there. So a lot of times you'll get this situation where you get to pick, and most likely we're going to pick that. But if you get something that you don't want, this little add-on puts this gold option here, which means just pick it up to sell it, because you'll get some money for it. Because you see, this one's worth 20, but this one's worth 21. So it kind of just goes by the value of what you got. So this is where we have to go get the big boy over there. Oh yeah, I can show you the add-ons, or my so you got all this kind of stuff, but basically you go to your mount, and I can get this, so we'll put it down here for now. And now I can get on my bad motor scooter and ride. So here's what we're gonna do now. So I'm gonna shoot this and see that my pet goes up. And he'll start attacking him if I don't kill him first. So I guess my pet doesn't have a taunt ability, looks like. So these are your things here. So we've got, he will assist me. Your pet will only attack enemies that attack you or my pet, and then it won't do anything. So we're going to make sure we have that on. And then eventually we'll get more more stuff. Let's see if I can. I'm trying to remember what it was. No, it's not that button. Oh, here we go. So, so these are main. He's got a avoidance, which means reduces the damage he takes from area of effect attacks by an additional 80%. Reduces the range at which enemies detect my pet. So each animal you tame are going to have basic everythings that they all have, and then they're each going to have their own kind of like different passives and things that we can do. And then we have professions where we can like cooking, fishing, archaeology, or like everybody can have. But your first profession, your second profession are going to be things that you select based on what you want to do in the game. So you might have like leatherworking, blacksmithing. Then you have gathering professions. So you kind of want to just work it around. But once we get to that, we'll show you that stuff. Now I can like do this other deal here where I can target him and then I can say attack, and then see if my pet runs off, so he'll go get him first and then we can start hitting him. And if we're doing more damage than our pet, then most likely they're going to come towards us. Oh, I think it's V. No. Why do I guess I have to go into a setting. Sorry. Like I'm trying to see these guys. You can make it where you can at least see them, because sometimes they might blend into a background or something and then you can't see where they're at. Alright, so what we're going to do now is clip him. Dang. I guess I can't clip him. I was thinking I could. There's our disengage. There we go. Alright, so we got that. Now there is no like fast travel per se, like in some games, where I could just like, oh, pull up the map and fast travel here. You don't really have that. There's a certain class, I think it's Warlock, that has the ability to make teleports or portals to different places. So that's the only one that can kind of like pull that off. Otherwise, while we're walking, see, I always do that. I get mounts in the game, and then I just like walking all the time.
Well met.
Alright, so we're going to pick that. There we go. Now we have a new Feigned Death. So that ability will, if you're in a pinch where you're getting attacked, you can hit that. And as long as you don't move or attack or get attacked, you can like stay there, and they'll all de-aggro from you for the most part.
Or the Alliance.
So here we go. Not much of an increase, but it's always better than nothing. So now we got that. And now we're heading our way towards Goldshire, I believe. And if any of you have ever seen the South Park where it's Make Love, Not Warcraft, you'll know this location pretty soon here.
What can I do for you?
That we're coming up on Goldshire. And it's pretty funny. They're like, which it doesn't really happen in the game. I think they just did it straight for the World of Warcraft, like, or the South Park that they did, because they were like some guy was like walking around just PvPing people, and they were like, well, you can't. That shouldn't be allowed in the game. And they're like, well, somebody's doing it. And so some guy's like walking around killing people in the game, and people are getting mad. And so we're going to go talk to our innkeeper.
Good day to you.
So a lot of times if you have different options like in the certain NPCs, this will pop up. So we're going to turn the quest in.
See you later.
There we go. And then it said, let's make this our home. So we're going to do that. And then it'll be like, are you going to do this?
Safe travel.
So, so I guess I kind of fibbed on that one. You do have fast travel, but it's this thing called a Hearthstone. And so you automatically get one in the game. And then wherever you talk to an innkeeper, that's where it's going to set it. So depending on what you want to do, and where you want to go, and all that kind of stuff, you might want to, anytime you run into an innkeeper and you're going to be questing in an area near that innkeeper, that's where you want to set your Hearthstone. Later on in the game, we're going to get other Hearthstones for different things, but you'll always have your main one. And if you, I think if you accidentally get rid of it somehow, you can get one from one of these guys.
Hello.
So let's see what he's got. Oh, okay. So that little sound was this crude bastard sword. I sold it, but it added it to my collection. And then we can go in here. We can sell stuff off if we want. But I don't know if we got everything equipped yet. So let's see. We got bracers. Oh, we did have bracers. So if I accidentally do that, that add-on will be like, hey, wait a minute. Did you mean to do this? Same thing with this here. It's like those were better. Like, I don't know why it didn't auto-equip those, but and then we can also hit this little button here, and it'll reorganize stuff for us. Alright, so let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff, sorry. And then anything that's got like a yellow thing, that's more of a quest item. Probably don't want to get rid of it. So we'll just clean up our inventory there a little bit. These are health items. This is a mana. This is for health. So you can get that kind of stuff. Okay. And then I think we have a question mark somewhere over here. Oh, obviously we got to talk to this guy. Get the kobold candles. And then we got... So this is your Goldshire area. It'll look a little different than it did in the South Park episode, but it's the same situation. Talked. Nope, I ain't here to challenge anybody. You'll have people that do that kind of stuff all the time. They're like, oh, well, here, want to fight? Nope, not interested. I'm not a PvPer. Alrighty. And it's not telling me to do this, but we can go ahead and pick it up now. Not a big deal. Yeah, see that griffin flying by? That's the flying...
How are you? See you later.
Pick that up. These little flight paths that were the guy we just talked to over here. So I'll give you a quick little look at this. So we can go over here and talk to this guy, and then he'll be like, well, this is where we are. We can fly here to Stormwind, but if we want to get any other flight paths, we have to kind of discover them along the way. So that's not really fast travel. Sometimes it gets a little wonky, because it's like, he'll be like, hey, let's go this way, and you'll take this really weird path. I'm like, why wouldn't we just take a straight path to where we need to go?
Go with honor, friend. Light bless you. For the Alliance.
Okay. So, this is kind of our intro. Being there's a blacksmith trainer, so being a leather worker, I'll probably most likely want to find, as a profession, leatherworking stuff. So I believe it's this guy over here.
Hello.
Yeah, so tell me about gathering professions. So, for leatherworking, we're going to need skinning. So we'll grab that, train me in skinning, and it's going to require, obviously, some money. And then you may only know 2 professions. So we're going to go ahead and get that. And then
See you later. Hey there.
we're going to production. So we're going to do leatherworking and train me in leatherworking. So as you go through, you'll start learning this stuff. And if you meet the requirement, it'll highlight up for you. If you don't know, uh, like these things, I don't think I've ever actually like made them, but we can just go ahead and pick them up. So our next one that we're gonna need to do is we need to get our leatherworking up to 15.
Have a good one.
So in our profession, and over here, so we got leatherworking. So normally you need a skinning knife. I don't know if they gave us one, or if we're gonna have to go get one probably. And then we've got, oh, I'm sorry, here's skinning, leatherworking. So what we'll do is you'll go in here and you'll have recipes to do things with. So like these armor kits, they will allow us to, right here, sorry, permanently increase our armor value of an item worn on the chest, legs, hands, or feet by 1. Cannot be applied to items higher than level 320. So there are like stipulations to what you do, but, and another thing that they did with the Dragonflight was you have crafting orders. And so people will be like, hey, can you craft me this? And they'll post it, and then you'll go in and be like, yeah, I can craft that for you, or whatever. And then you can track your recipe, and it'll put it in our quest log over here if we want to do that. So, but like this one says, we have to be near a crafting table. And as far as I know, unless they've done it recently, we have to be in the Dragonflight area to be able to do crafting orders. I was hoping they put them out at least through the major cities, but I'm not sure if they did or not. And normally we would need a crafting, or a,
See you
oh,
around.
not him, who's the one, here he is.
Light be with you.
So we would have to get a skinning knife, and then what it does is gives us a +4 to skinning. So if we buy that, now we have profession tool, and so what we'll do is in our profession here, we go to skinning, or skinning journal, yeah, no, yeah, should be up here. So we go in here and we drag our knife up here. So you don't really have to have it equipped on you, you just have to have it equipped in your whatever profession you're going to be in. So if you get like the blacksmith hammer, same idea. Mining pick, same idea. Copper rod, same idea. That's for enchanting. That's for gathering mining stuff. That's for actually blacksmithing. But you also have to be near a forge to use it. So it's one of the reasons why I like doing leatherworking, is because we don't really have to be. We could be out in the field and it'll be fine. So now that we got that going,
Careful.
we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to go ahead and just stop here on the video. This is just the intro. If you guys like it, I can keep going with it. If you want me to not doing it, then tell me as well. I'm all open to suggestions for anybody. Let's see, no mail, so that's where our mail will be. But yeah, this is our intro to WoW. I can keep making videos if you guys want to watch it. I do appreciate when people like watch my videos. I look forward to feedback. If you guys like the videos, just let me know so I can keep making more of those types. That's what I'm doing, is looking at what my more popular videos are and try to make that content. But yeah, I do also doing like other things and then just post a video and kind of go from there. So there were some videos that I posted that people have not really been interested in, so I just kind of stay away. But you know, I like hearing things from people. I'm an old man. I don't have time for my feelings to get hurt. So if you have an opinion about something and want to know my thoughts on something, ask me. Not a big deal. But anyway, thanks for watching again. Hope you guys enjoying all my content. give me some likes, some comments, anything, and have a great day.